Hi, everybody. It's Kimberly. I'm an eternal life student, which simply means human. At the end of the day, that's the only title that we need. I think people are like walking books, a living library. We each have our own stories to share, and by sharing them together, we grow stronger. Today, I have a guest who will be sharing their story. I would like to introduce Siddharth Rana. Hello, Siddharth. How are you?
Hello, ma'am. How are you doing? I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome back. This is not your first time here for those who haven't seen it before.
I've lost count. I've lost
I
count, and
know.
I'm feeling so many times here.
Yeah, right. This is the Siddharth
Yeah,
show, right?
yeah.
Right.
That's harsh. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I'm very
Hmm.
interested in our topic today. Very creative. I can't wait to get into it and let people start to see and just open their minds and learn. So,
Yeah.
um, before we do that, why don't we just tell people a little bit about your background, where are you from, things like that.
So I am Siddharth Rana, and I'm currently a content writer at Sastra. So at Sastra,
Mhm.
we build scientists. We build younger scientists. Like we teach students. We have a group of mentors, teachers that we teach students to pursue their dream career in the future. And here I am. I'm working as a content writer. So my job is basically to write blogs and things like that. And
Hmm.
about myself, I'm a passionate about things to discover myself, the cosmic whatever the cosmos, whole cosmos. I'm interested
Yes.
to just dive in deeper in the universe, and whatever I just do, I like to present it out through my talks, conversation, and through this kind of podcasts. And
Perfect.
yeah, and today I'm excited to talking about a new topic. So
Okay,
yeah.
and today's topic is going to be mirrors. So very
Yeah,
interesting. Are we talking about the mirrors that you fix your hair in and things like that?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
okay,
exactly. We're gonna talk about that precise mirrors. So
okay,
basically, mirrors are basically they reflect reality to be
yes.
perceived by us, and uh,
Hmm.
and most of the people we often use mirror so that we can see our reflection and to just do some makeups, especially girls,
Hmm.
and
Yes.
and mostly we men's don't do such kind of makeup. We just do
You
this
your
thing like that,
hair,
and we
shave
just
your
ready.
face, right?
Same face, yeah, exactly. And we are ready. We are ready.
Yeah.
But today we are going to have a deeper insight over mirrors. So mirror, they are not actually reflecting what you are, but they are actually a whole new world. There exists a whole new world inside the mirror. Like once you realize
Okay.
that, it's like pretty deep. It's not just reflecting reality. It's just a whole new reality that is just
Okay.
we are not aware of.
Can you
And
explain a little
most
bit
of the
more?
time, yeah, sure, sure. So whenever people comes to me with their problems, like I've done this and there's something going with me with my life. So
Yes.
I often suggest to people, even myself, to just have a conversation with yourself. So that's one part of it. That's some part of it. Just have a conversation with yourself, because once you are aware of your own problems,
Hmm.
solution will emerge out of your own problem, because sometimes the only solution to a problem is to be aware of the problem. Sometimes we don't even
Yes.
know about the problem. We just carrying that weight of the problem without even realizing that there is a weight. So that's where we should talk to ourselves. And
Hmm.
the second thing is, we always often do talk to ourselves. We just talking to ourselves right inside our mind when we
Yes.
are when we are in the middle of something, making a decision. Before that, before making any decision, we tends to talk to ourselves, like, should I do this, should I not do this, and what could be the consequence of this decision, what could be the consequence of this step.
Yep.
But there's a deeper layer into it. Don't just talk to yourself, but stand in front of a mirror and then talk to yourself. So that's the second
Okay.
part. Not just talk to yourself, but talk to the person in the mirror. That, like, talk to your
Nice.
reflection. Because
Okay.
when you are standing in front of the mirror, you are actually perceiving your whole personality, your whole aura. Because
Okay.
that's some part, because when you talk to yourself inside your mind, that's you're just having a little conversation, literally audio visuals are coming. But when
Yes.
once you are standing in front of the mirror, that's a whole new dimension that gets unlocked when you do that. And
Really?
the
Yeah.
third part, yeah, and then the later part. So first you are talking to yourself in the mind. Then the second, you're
Yes.
talking to yourself in front of the mirror. And the third part is you're not actually talking to yourself standing in front of the mirror, but you are letting the person in the mirror to talk to yourself. And that is what I actually mean by that when I say that talk to yourself in the mirror. Because
Okay.
I never meant to talk to yourself while standing in front of the mirror. I actually mean that let the person inside the mirror talk to you.
Okay.
Because once you realize that it's like something else, like it's
Yes.
not even expressible in even in words. So
Mm-hmm.
because it's only the experience that you gain from it. It's not some learnings or something like that that you can
Right.
share with the world, but it's just personal experience. And that will be clouded over your own body, that your own life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically what I mean from the talking to yourself in the mirror. Just let the person in the mirror talk to yourself, because he or she is not a person. Just a reflection in the mirror. He is she just
Mm-hmm.
is a whole reflection, whole person that
Mm-hmm.
need you the most. Like you need
Ah,
your
yeah.
reflection need you as well.
Oh, that's great. Oh my goodness. So I got a question for you, if that's okay. Um,
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
I have
Mm-hmm.
heard of that people, um, they when they meet other people, they see a reflection of themselves in other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's the
Mm-hmm.
difference is by looking in the mirror, you're actually looking at your all of yourselves, you know what I mean, throughout all the
Yeah.
years. True?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
you're
exactly.
reflecting back all of that history, right?
Hmm. Because once you stand in front of the mirror, you are
Hmm.
actually not a person anymore. You are a collection of bunch of different things, thoughts,
Okay.
decisions, your own fate. You're like
Hmm.
collection of bunch of different things. You're not just a person standing in front of
Okay.
the mirror. You are a collection of different thoughts, different emotions, different experiences, different so many different things. So you
Yes.
are you are just carrying all of it. So when you just talk one dimensionally, like when you're talking
Hmm.
to yourself inside your mind, that's just I
Okay.
call it one dimensional talking. So that way you are actually just utilizing some part of your emotion, just talking to yourself inside the mind. However, when you stand right in front of the mirror and let the person talk to yourself, the person in the mirror talk to yourself,
Right.
that way you are actually channelizing your the whole dimensions of the conversation. That way you are
Oh.
actually passing and sharing auras
Hmm.
among each other. You are talking to the reflection, and the reflection is sometimes talking to your back. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, and the whatever, like the people around here watching this podcast, I no longer see my reflection in the mirror, because
Okay.
at one point I used to see, like I used to just comb my hair and just set
Hmm.
my face up. But it's been like around 6 or 7 years, I
Hmm.
guess 5 or 4 years since I've started these things very oftenly, like talking to self in the front of the mirror. Now, when I stand in front of the mirror, I no longer see my reflection. I just see a person in the mirror, and it's like that person is actually guiding me,
Really?
inspiring me. Yeah, it's
See?
not. It's like it's something else. Like I mean, it's not. I am talking to myself. It's just that thing which is like that person is kept alive inside my head, my whole aura.
Hmm.
That person is actually alive in that reflection, and then
Okay.
that person is talking to myself. And whatever I've kept so long inside, like buried inside me, is just
Hmm.
expressing that profoundly, so that I know that okay, there is someone like who can guide
Yeah.
me,
No.
inspire me. Yeah.
And, it's almost as if like when you talk to another person, and I know it's separate, right? I understand you're
Hmm.
saying that like you're not really talking to a person, right? But it's the only examples I have, right? Where if you talk to a person, you can let out all your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts. They might be able to
Hmm.
talk it
Hmm.
back to you, right? But this time
Hmm.
you're actually talking to yourself or
Hmm.
your reflection of yourself, like you say. And by
Hmm.
doing that, you know yourself best. And so
Hmm.
you're going to give yourself the best thoughts or ideas or feelings by doing these things
Hmm.
more than if you talked to another person. If
Yeah.
you learn how to interpret it, right? So,
Yeah.
how,
Yeah.
since you've done it, all right, give us an example in the beginning, right? When you first started to do it, did it feel weird or
Hmm.
because you were on a mission to learn and see,
Yeah.
was it okay? You know what I mean? Like some people like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
talking in a mirror, right?
Yeah.
Or someone's like, okay, I want to really learn and see what's going to happen.
Hmm.
What would the results be? Almost do it like an
Hmm.
experiment, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, when the first time I did it, so it
Hmm.
was very awkward for me.
Yes.
Like I couldn't, process this whole thing. Because I always believed that this thing right here in the mirror is just only a reflection.
Right.
I never give it, that definition, that profound definition beyond
Yes.
just being a reflection. It just
Hmm.
is that person. I never called it a person before that. I
Right.
just called it a reflection. That reflection is only a reflection that exists inside the mirror, and that's it. Full stop.
Right.
Period. I
Mhm.
never interpreted that in any other way.
Okay.
So during the first time, it was like very awkward for me. I didn't know, what to say, what to talk about, and how to
Right.
just, for like the very first time, it was like very awkward silences. I'm just okay, hey, I'm just laughing and things like that.
Right. Of
And
course.
the first time was very short. It's like it's only I talk to myself only around 1 or 2 minutes, and then I lost words. I don't know what to say
Yes.
anymore.
Of
But
course.
then as progressively I started talking to myself and just
Hmm.
talking about my daily routine, like what I would be
Okay.
doing and what I have done till this point, and just talk like that, build a conversation with yourself. That's
Yes.
the very first thing. But
Hmm.
now, like if you just put it that way, just talking to yourself in the mirror, so that way it will be awkward
Yeah.
because because most of the people, they don't even think about this, talking self in front of the mirror. They just
Right.
uh, call it a reflection only. But if
Yes.
you put it that way, like that person never ever talk to anyone, because that person that is in the mirror, the
Hmm.
reflection, he or she has no one to talk about except for you.
Ah, I like
So
that. Yeah.
you got to care of that person. So like because like it's like that person is only existing in the mirror, and
Yes.
only you can see that reflection, and it's important. It's
Yes.
your reflection, and that reflection can only be perceived by you only. No one
Yes.
else can ever talk to that person the same way as you do.
Yeah.
So you gotta make your own reflection, just build a conversation out of it. Like it's only you that is building the conversation, talking to self. And
Yes.
when you put it up that way, like that person will start, at the very first time it will be awkward for that person too.
Of
Like
course.
just try to think of this as that the person in the mirror is actually sort of a different person, because
Hmm.
you are different, and then the reflection is different. Even though if I
Hmm.
put it scientifically, then the person in the mirror, the reflection is actually almost a nanosecond older, because it takes
Yes.
light to take it takes time for light to traverse a distance.
Okay.
So when light hits the mirror, and then it's gets into your eye, then brain comprehends it. So it's a whole of some fraction of second. So your
So future
reflection
self.
is actually it's a past self actually. not the
Oh,
future, but
past?
the
Oh, I
past
said it
self.
backwards. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So it's a
I'm still
older
learning
older version of
past,
self.
present, future, time travel, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking to
So that's the
mirrors,
thing.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole new thing when you look at that way.
Yeah,
It's just an actual person in the mirror. So
no,
it's
I
not
like
that you
it.
are talking to the person. It is a person is like you are allowing that person to talk to you, who has never ever talked to anyone. So it's like so
Yes.
the very first time it will be awkward for you, so it will be awkward for that person in the mirror too.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean,
So you
like it's
you need
how.
to do an
Yeah.
introduction first,
Yeah,
right?
like hi, I'm Siddharth,
Hi, nice to meet
and how are you
you, right?
doing? Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It's my very first time I'm talking to myself,
Yes.
so don't be
Yes.
awkward. I'm just here to
Yeah,
calm
exactly.
and
Right. Or
yeah, like
your
you can just
hair's looking
talk
really
about anything.
nice or
Yeah, you look very
right.
handsome. You look very handsome. I mean, there's so many conversations that you can build. Like this
Yes.
way, you can before going for any the big show, like for example, if you're having a presentation tomorrow at
Yes.
college or at your work or at some place
Hmm.
before going for that actual presentation you can actually present in front of the mirror, so
Yes.
that way you will have a more look over your whole body, how you sound, how you present, and how you look visually, like
Yeah.
how your hand gestures are. So that way you can use that mirror reflection thing in multiple ways, to
Hmm.
practice, to learn, to motivate yourself, to inspire, and just so many things. You can just
Definitely.
build a conversation.
No, it's great. Now, so it's
Hmm.
almost as if you took a step further than writing in a journal. Almost.
Yeah,
Like you
exactly. Right,
said,
right. Yeah.
right? So it's a
Hmm. Hmm.
visual journal, but but there's
Hmm.
a conversation going on where
So it's a
now
journal. Yeah.
yes. Right. So like a journal is you're
Hmm.
putting your thoughts on paper so that you can read it later
Hmm.
and interpret it. Where this
Hmm.
time now you're actually having the conversation where you can see yourself, hear yourself. But at that
Yeah.
same token, it's
Hmm.
a little different in the way that you
Hmm.
describe it. Because it's not just your thoughts. You're looking at the
Hmm.
whole thing. Do you look
Hmm.
for do you think if you're talking about a certain subject and you make a certain facial expression that you didn't realize you were doing, you might be able to see
Hmm.
it this time and it might like answer some
Yeah.
questions, right? Like
Hmm. So
it
first
could
of
be
all,
used
yeah,
in many different ways.
yes. The mirror talking thing is like it's actually happening in real time. So it's whole
Yes.
life thing. So it's a whole life. So when you
Yes.
are actually having that experience, you are always, you're basically experiencing that talk in front of the mirror while re-experiencing that talk again in the form of
Yes.
your reflection. So it's basically two in one. You are
Yeah.
living that experience when you just talk to yourself into the mirror, and then when you see the reflection, you are actually your experience are basically reflecting back to you. So
Yes.
you are emitting experience, and that experience is actually reflecting back to you. So you are basically experiencing and re-experiencing, and that this cycle is
And
continue. You're living,
yes.
reliving, living, and living in this. So that's a again new way to put it out.
No, I like this.
Hmm.
For the way that my mind works, I like psychology and things like that. And
Yeah, same.
what they show too is activating your senses, visual,
Hmm.
auditory,
Hmm.
all those different things that you'll be able to see it, you'll be able to hear it. You
Hmm.
might even be able to like feel it if you're looking, touching yourself in the mirror in the face or something. Um, but like adding those additional senses, may
Hmm.
activate different areas of your brain, which
Hmm.
can help you think about different things as well. So it
Hmm.
is more than just thinking a thought. You've now entered all these other things at the same time by doing it, which is
Hmm.
fascinating. It really is
Yes.
fascinating, the idea behind it. And like you said
Hmm.
too, actors sometimes or presenters before they get up in front of
Hmm.
people, what do you hear they say?
Hmm.
Oh, I went to a mirror and I started to talk into
Yeah.
it, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
there is definitely there's science behind it, and there are different things that can be done with it, and that's what's
Hmm.
so amazing. So what you've been doing already, you yourself have said that you could feel a difference, right? Like now, do
Yeah.
you when
Yeah.
you so you don't have that same awkwardness now that you're more comfortable,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Now I can
Um,
talk to myself whole day. Like
yeah.
there is no limit. You just allow me. You just give me time, and just I can talk to myself whole day. So it's
Yeah.
like I can just build conversation without even rehearsing a bit. Like without even knowing what topic to choose and like how to talk and on which subject I'll be talking. And just when I just stand in front of the mirror, the topics start emerging out of myself when I see my
Yes.
reflection, and then okay, I should talk about this, I should talk about this and this and this. So there are multiple topics that gets emerge out of my reflection. So basically,
Yeah.
your reflection carries more than just thoughts, topics, subject. Your reflection, it's the most profound version of yourself you
Yes.
can ever
And
witness.
it has your memories, it has your history, it has everything in it.
Exactly.
So, and you know
Mm-hmm.
yourself the best, like you said, which I like that, where you want to get the best
Mm-hmm.
answer, and the one who can give you the best answer is yourself.
You,
Because
yeah.
it's all those experiences. I myself have said I wish people could like go in my mind so that they could see what I've been through so that they can understand when
Mm-hmm.
I say something, right? Because they can't
Mm-hmm.
truly understand that perspective unless you've
Mm-hmm.
experienced it. But by talking to
Mm-hmm.
yourself, you do know it. You have lived it, so
Mm-hmm.
you can understand those
Yeah.
things. Yeah, very
Mm-hmm.
fascinating.
Well, it's great to have empathy. Like
Hmm.
when you ask people, okay, you're not on my shoes. Like how experienced you cannot experience
Yes,
that. But that the main truth is that we don't even know what we've been through. Like
true.
we just know, okay, we just know, okay, like I've been through this, I've been through this, but we don't even realize that how essential is this, or how essential this could be. So just
Yes,
by talking to self in front of the mirror, again the front of the mirror, it's like since this podcast is about the mirror, so mirror word will be appearing and again.
yes.
So so when you do talk to yourself in front of the mirror, you are actually reliving every thought, every experiences and everything just by yourself.
Yes,
So basically, you are the biggest inspiration for yourself. And
yes,
let me put it that way, the person in the mirror is your biggest inspiration. So once you realize
yes,
that, you just can, if you are in need of a help, just stand in front of the mirror and just embrace your reflection, and that way you will be
yes,
allowing yourself, your person, the person in the mirror, just help you out. They should inspire you, guide you, motivate you, unlock,
yes.
pathways to your future, your fate.
Mhm. Yeah. So
Hmm.
when you're talking in front of the mirror, the most important thing is to go with a positive mindset, correct? Go with an
Hmm.
open mind that is thinking something in a good way to help you grow.
Hmm.
True?
Hmm.
Because some people don't like to look in the
Hmm.
mirror. Have you heard of that? Like they don't want to see themselves. And that may
Yeah,
be
I've heard
because
people. Yeah.
yeah, and a lot of
Hmm.
it is it could be they don't they're not ready to talk to themselves. So
Hmm.
it could take steps, right?
Hmm.
Where when they see that the way that you're presenting it, you're saying learn to accept yourself and all the things that you have to offer. You are the one who
Hmm.
know, right? What is best
Hmm.
for you. So once
Yeah.
people start to realize that part of it, the mirror, the reflection, all of it becomes bigger. Because
Hmm.
you have that within you to give
Hmm.
yourself the messages you need, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I've heard too, like I've heard people talking about that. Like I don't like to, talk to myself in front of the mirror. I cannot face the mirror. I cannot face my own reflection.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
of course, there could be reasons behind it, but for that, I actually just, I will see that, okay, just at least try to stand in front of the mirror. Don't just talk, like don't talk at all. Just stand in front of the mirror and just try to scan yourself. like just to just stand without saying anything, without saying anything, like without just doing anything, just stand in front of the mirror and just try to know yourself, try to see yourself, like whatever things going inside your head, and how you are standing, and things like that. Just
Mm-hmm.
this is the very first step, because
Yes.
this way you're, because like see, it's not like if there's a person who's
Mm-hmm.
saying that I am not ready to face my reflection, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not that person who is ready to face that reflection, but it's the reflection of that person who is not ready to face the person itself.
Yes.
So basically
Yeah.
you have to allow your reflection to be faced by yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
basically you are not scared to face your reflection, your reflection is scared of you.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
because if you like, if the reflection is scared of you, so you will never be never can talk yourself in front of the mirror. So just stand in front of the mirror and just try to calm that reflection. Just try to
Yes.
create an ambience so that your reflection can talk to you. You don't have
Yeah.
to talk to the reflection. You have to just allow the reflection to talk to yourself.
Yes.
So this way, you are not talking to that person. You're actually letting that reflection, that mirror reflection, that whatever that mirror carries, that person, uh, allowing him or her to talk to yourself. So like think about
Perfect.
this way, and
Yeah.
then you will be having a lot of conversation with yourself. Like it's like it can be a whole new podcast with yourself. So it will be a
Yeah,
self podcast.
exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna start sending messages with them talking to the
Yeah,
reflection or
yeah.
the reflection
So it's
talking
a
to them.
yeah, it's a
I
whole new
like
podcast.
it. So,
Yeah.
it's almost time for the podcast to end, and it's
Oh,
very
and I didn't
fascinating,
realize.
topic, and I know we can go even deeper into it. So,
Yeah.
I know that we'll add more later, and maybe I'll stand in front of a mirror when I do it. We'll see.
Hmm. Okay, just
um,
share your experience. Like I want to
yeah,
hear like
exactly. I'll tell you what
whatever the first
happens.
conversation. Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna
sure.
start. I am. I'm gonna try. I'll do every day. I'll say hello, how are you?
Uh,
And then I'm gonna just stand and see and see if anything changes thought wise. Like
mm-hmm.
when I go to make a decision, I want to see does it
Mm-hmm.
affect the outcome differently than
Mm-hmm.
if I wrote it on paper. I'm gonna do an
No, no, yeah,
experiment and I'll get back to you.
yeah, just remember this thing. Like you have to allow that reflection to talk to yourself. Just don't talk to that reflection. Just let the reflection talk to yourself. Like
Yes.
when you like it's basically, if you put science behind it, it's like basically same thing, because actually you're talking to self and then reflection, it's basically your reflection, so it basically carries what you're talking. So like,
Right.
but philosophically speaking, so it's actually the whole new reality behind the mirrors, because the
Yes.
mirror is actually, like it might be possible that mirror is not actually reflecting the reality. It might be very possible that reality is just a mere reflection of that mirror. I mean,
Right. See?
again, some other topics for some other podcast.
We'll
Yeah,
talk about that one later.
yeah, yeah, sure.
So, thank you
Hmm.
so much for being here. You know how much I adore our conversations. There's so much to
Yeah,
learn. So thank you. And I I will put some information for people who are interested to reach out to you if they have any questions about how to do these type of things, if that's okay with you. Um
yeah, sure.
and yeah, and I like to put out there you also have a book, right,
Yeah, I
that
have
you
a book,
shared.
but I don't have it right now. But the book name is How to Explain Time Travel to Grandkids, and in that book, I've basically presented time travel in the most basic form, so that even your kid can understand it. So it's basically the whole. It is a flat language. You just have to
Yes.
read it, and you just have to connect with the word, and then as you turn the pages, you will be turning the cosmos, so that you will
Perfect.
learn more.
Yeah, So I'll have that information as well for people so that they can see it. And you know,
Yeah.
you are a frequent flyer here. You're always back. So anyone who is interested in following you, he always has something coming. He also has his own information that you can follow on his own sites. For
Yeah.
LinkedIn is one, and we'll see
Actually,
what
I'm
else.
only active on LinkedIn. Actually, I'm only active on LinkedIn. So if you just got any question or like just have to discuss about some philosophical question, philosophical aspect of reality, just DM me on LinkedIn. I'm only and mostly active on LinkedIn.
You also have a newsletter there too, correct?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, newsletter and articles.
Yes.
Like it's been a time since I've published last newsletter, but I don't know like when I publish it, but soon or later I will publish something new.
Nope, that's you know what? When you go and read what he's been putting, it really makes you start to think. There's a wide variety of topics. So if these are the type of things that you enjoy, I recommend them highly to go read his information. And again, he says right now he's on LinkedIn. Right now he's going to be on YouTube and a couple other spots. So let's see what else he comes up
Yeah,
with next. So again, thank you so much for being here, and
thank you so much,
I
ma'am.
appreciate it.